Are you ready to unlock the secrets of the tarot cards? Well, you're in the right place, because at Biddy Tarot, we are here to help you connect more deeply to yourself and your intuition through a modern approach to learning the tarot cards. Now, I've taught thousands of tarot beginners just like you how to tap into this wisdom. And in this video, I'm going to give you everything that you need to know about reading the tarot cards, from understanding the structure and the meanings of the cards to learning how to give an accurate and insightful tarot reading. So I want you to grab your deck, settle in, and get ready to embark on a journey of discovery with the beginner's guide to tarot card reading. So let's start at the very beginning, and that is, what is tarot? So I want you to know that the tarot cards are a deck of 78 cards. Now, each card has its own unique image and unique meaning. And so when you're looking at a card, you're looking at that image, and that's telling you what the symbolism and the meaning of that card really is. Now, the deck itself is divided into two main parts. So we have the Major Arcana and the Minor Arcana. So the Major Arcana, it contains 22 cards, and these cards really represent the major life events, themes, and archetypes that are present in our lives. And these cards might include the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, and probably the card that's most well known with tarot is the Death card. Really, it's not as scary as you might think. And then we have the Minor Arcana cards. And these are 56 cards, and they're divided into 4 suits. So we have the suit of Wands, we have the suit of Cups, Swords, and also Pentacles. Now, inside of each suit, we have 10 cards. It goes from Ace all the way through to 10. And then we have court cards. We have a Page, a Knight, a Queen, and a King. Now, each of these suits represents a different aspect of our life. So Cups, for example, is about our creativity and our emotions. Then we have Swords, which is all about the intellect. Pentacles is about material wealth. And of course, we also have Wands, which is about inspiration, spirituality, and so on. So all of these cards make up what we know as the tarot cards. Now, a lot of people think that tarot is all about telling the future, you know, like staring into the crystal ball and seeing this bright future or maybe not so bright future. And a lot of that is because we have tarot in the movies showing these crazy scenarios, and they're pulling the death card and then someone falls over and they're dead and all of that sort of stuff, right? But here's the thing. Tarot is actually not about telling the future. It's actually about creating the future. And this is why. So when we're in that place of trying to tell the future or predict the future, we're actually way off track with our readings. And here's why. Like, this is why tarot doesn't work as a prediction tool. So number one, it is not accurate, because you go and get a reading, you ask, okay, when am I going to buy a house? And the reader says, you're going to buy the house in May. And you go, oh, great, I don't really need to look for anything. But it gets to May and you don't have the house. So what's happened? You got a little bit complacent. You didn't take action. You didn't actually create your future. You felt like, oh, it's just going to happen for me. So it ends up that your readings aren't actually accurate in that way. Now, the other thing that's wrong with predicting or telling the future with the tarot is that it's disempowering. So you're actually ending up relying on someone or something else, like the tarot deck, to tell you what to do. And you're not actually trusting yourself and trusting your own inner wisdom and your own inner guidance to see that path before you and go, yes, this is what I really need to do in order to manifest my goals. So for me, I really see the tarot as a powerful tool for self-reflection and personal growth. And the cards can really help you explore your thoughts and your feelings. They can identify patterns in your life and really help you to gain a deeper understanding of yourself and other people around you. And here's the thing, like when you're operating in the present moment, that's when you can really start to change things. If you're always projecting yourself into the future, it's already out there, it's already happened, then you actually end up disempowering yourself. So here's what I want to put out to you is like, why predict your future when you can create your future? All right, so tarot is also a little bit like a conversation. And it's often a conversation with yourself. So sometimes we think, oh, we'll go and get a tarot reading and the tarot reader will just tell me everything I need to know. But I don't see it like that. we actually want to have this conversation with the cards. We want to use the cards like a mirror to our soul, reflecting what we really know deep down and what is in our subconscious and bringing that out into our conscious awareness. Because it's once we get something into our conscious awareness, that's when we can really start to take action. So also with tarot, it doesn't give you all of the answers, but what it does do is shines that light of conscious awareness so that you can access those answers from within you. All right, we know what tarot is, we know kind of how it works. Let's talk about now how to get started with tarot. So you're probably going to want to first choose a tarot deck. So here's my advice to you with choosing a tarot deck. I actually recommend not only do you find a deck that speaks to you, that you feel like you're really connected to, but I would also recommend a Rider-Waite derivative. Now, if you're like, Rider what? Then don't worry, a Rider-Waite tarot deck is kind of like the original tarot deck. And many of the different decks that we see now are based on this very traditional deck that was created hundreds of years ago. Now, of course, we absolutely love the Biddy Tarot deck, which is right here, because it is a modern interpretation of this age-old deck. And of course, we have the sister deck, which is the Everyday Tarot, and this is one that I created with the illustrator Eleanor Grosch. Now, once you have your tarot deck, I want you to get to know the cards and look at each one of the cards. So you're going to sit with your deck in front of you, you're going to pull each card and just spend some time looking at the names of those cards, getting familiar with what is that card that's in front of me? What are the numbers on the cards? Because each of the tarot cards have their own numbers and those numbers also have a meaning. Have a look at the images, the stories that are in the cards, and even the symbols. You might find that there's some common symbols across the different cards as well. So this process is really helping you to familiarize yourself with the tarot cards and really just get to know your deck. You want to be friends with your deck. You want to create that relationship and that connection because you and your deck are working in this partnership to really create your readings and tap into those insights and intuition. Okay, the next step you want to do is buy a good guidebook. Now, of course, I'm going to recommend to you the Ultimate Guide to Tarot Card Meanings. This is an Amazon bestseller. It's got everything you need to know about the tarot card meanings. And here's the thing, the guidebook is going to be really helpful and supportive to you in between readings. It's going to give you all of the traditional meanings of the cards and a lot of about what the symbols mean in those cards. And then as you do your tarot readings, you're also going to start building up your intuitive connection to the cards and creating that really lovely symbiotic relationship between what the traditional meanings of the cards are and what you're intuiting as you read the cards. So let's talk about the tarot cards and what they actually mean. So remember we talked about the Major Arcana cards. There's 22 of those in the tarot deck, and these really do speak to the major life lessons. In fact, the full tarot card, which is at the very beginning of the tarot deck, goes along and he meets all of the different guides that are in the Major Arcana cards. So each Major Arcana card really gives you some insight into different phases of your life, different lessons that you can learn, different karmic lessons and spiritual lessons. So whenever you see these cards in a reading, they're usually something really chunky and a theme that might be happening in your life. Then we have the Minor Arcana cards. Now these are typically about day-to-day situations and situations that may change over time. Major Arcana cards typically kind of stay there. They're a little bit more like a phase, whereas Minor Arcana cards are more about like something that's happening, an event and a situation and so on. Now, of course, we have those 4 suits and we talked a little bit about what they mean. And what happens is when you get into the Minor Arcana cards, you're going to be looking at what does the suit mean, but also what's the number of the card. So let's say we had the Four of Cups. So the Four is really about grounding down. So I always think of like the legs of a table. That's sort of like a solid and grounding. And then you've got the Cups, which is about emotions. So it's kind of like grounding down the emotions. Two of Pentacles, like two is kind of a partnership or things happening in unison. And the Pentacles about finances and material wealth. So when you're adding those together, it gives you a little bit more intuitive insight into what the cards mean. And then we have our court cards. So from the Page, Knight, Queen, and King. And these typically represent people and personalities. So it might be how you're expressing yourself or the different people that you are encountering in your life. So here's a really quick and easy way to interpret a tarot card in just 5 minutes. You don't need to be a pro yet with tarot. All you need to do is pick up that card and check into your first impressions. What are some of your feelings? Maybe there's a sensation in your body. Maybe there's words that come to mind, a vision, a thought that you have. So really allow your intuition to flow as a first step. Then read the story in the card. Have a look at like what's happening. What are the people doing? And then you can relate that to your situation and your question. Now, of course, if you're just beginning, you can also look it up in a book, just like our ultimate guide, or even jump online at Biddy Tarot. But always trust your intuition first and then use the books as guidance after that. So the good news is that you really don't have to be a master at tarot to start reading tarot. You can literally start straight away, particularly if you have a great guidebook. All right, let's get into now how to do a one-card tarot reading, even if you are completely new to tarot. So this is going to get you reading in no time. Now, the very first step, it's not just to grab a card and pull a card. I actually want you to first create a sacred space and really tune in. So it's actually quite simple. All you need to do is take a nice deep breath, connect with your intuition, and then be ready to do the reading. Next, you're going to ask a question. And this question is going to really guide the power of your answers. So ask a really powerful question for a powerful answer. You'll want to keep it open-ended and keep it more empowering rather than predicting. So it might be like, what do I need to know about, rather than will I, or when will this happen? Next thing you want to do is shuffle the cards and then pull a card. Once you've got that card, you can start interpreting your card. Think about, what is your intuition telling you? What do you see in the card? What thoughts, images, feelings, visions are coming up? Then if you need to, have a look in your book, have a little bit of extra research, and then come back and answer your original question. Then, this is super important, write down your insights and also your next actions. Because here's the thing, sometimes you do a tarot reading, you're like, I don't know what that means. That's okay, write it down and come back to it in a week or a month's time, and you'll be quite surprised at how accurate it probably really was. Now, you can do this as a daily card, which is just perfect for bringing more intention and awareness into your life. And you might ask questions like, what do I need to know today? Or what one thing will help me achieve my goals today? Or maybe something that's a little bit more specific to what's really on your mind. So how can I best manage my relationship with my boss, for example? Now, here are a few other simple tarot spreads for tarot beginners. And this is what I really recommend, is keep it simple with 1, 2, or 3 card spreads. So one that I really enjoy is the past, present, future spread. All you need to do is pull a card for the past, a card for the present, and a card for the future. But you can also easily create your own tarot spreads, because here's the thing. Tarot spreads are really just like little mini questions, and these mini questions help you answer your overall question. All you need to do is choose 1, 2, or 3 little mini questions that are going to then answer that overall question that you have in mind. Now, here's the other thing with tarot spreads. You're going to see the 10-card Celtic cross a lot, and it's often in all those tarot books that you read. But here's my advice to you, particularly as a tarot beginner. Leave this spread alone until you feel a lot more confident with your tarot readings, because bringing together the messages of 10 cards is way more difficult than just 1, 2, or 3 cards. And you can actually get a lot more depth in your readings with just a few tarot cards. All right, so now you know what the cards mean, you know how to do a tarot reading, and you also know how to really bring it together with different tarot spreads. I want to wrap up here with a few tarot tips for you as you get started. Now, there are actually no good and bad tarot cards. I know you see like the death card and you think, my goodness, how on earth is there no bad cards in the tarot? But even the death card can have a positive message about change and transformation. And then something like the happy-go-lucky sun card can sometimes bring a message of being, I don't know, overly optimistic. The next thing I want to share with you is it's really important to learn the card meanings. So in between readings, go ahead and read about the traditional meanings. And that way you're going to boost your knowledge, you're going to tap into the vast wisdom in the cards that has been created over many, many years, decades, centuries. It is absolutely amazing how deep you can go with the tarot cards. But then when you're actually doing a reading, trust your intuition, push the book away and just trust that you already have all the information you need in that moment. So sometimes you might get an intuitive hit from a card or in a reading, and it might be different to what you read in a book. But I really encourage you to just go with it. Just see where does it take you. And again, it might be different to what you read in the book, and it's okay. You are in alignment, you are like ready to go. Now, the other thing you want to do is keep a journal of your readings and also the insights that you have in your readings. And this is really powerful as a tarot beginner for creating your personal meanings of the tarot cards based on what you're learning as you research different cards, but also what you experience after you do a reading. Now, your intuition, it's like a muscle. So the more that you work it, the stronger that it gets. And tarot is really going to be the thing that helps to strengthen it. So if you're sitting here and going, Bridget, you're talking about intuition, oh, I'm not very intuitive. Trust me, as you work more with the tarot cards and you just let your intuition flow, it will just get stronger and stronger. You just need to trust yourself. And here's the thing. Tarot is an evolution and it continues to unfold and reveal itself on deeper and deeper levels. So for me, even after 25 years of using the cards regularly, I still find those new aspects to the cards and also my tarot practice. So are you super inspired now to pull some tarot cards? I hope so. So grab your tarot deck, ask a question, and do your reading, and then let me know in the comments what's really changed or shifted for you as you've applied these techniques that I've taught you inside of this video. And of course, if this video has helped you and you want to learn more about how to read the cards with ease, then there is so much more for you to explore here at Biddy Tarot, because we've literally helped millions and millions of people around the world to connect with the tarot in really deep and profound ways. So if that lights you up, then I'd love to invite you to take the next step in your tarot journey by clicking below. And I hope to see you very, very soon. Hey, if you loved this video, then make sure you check out this next video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time.